Welcome to Deborah Sexton, our inaugural Miss B Award winner. Congratulations. I'm very sad that you're not able to join us here in person, but you were kind enough to answer a few burning questions from smart women. And I thought we would take just a few moments to talk about where we've been and where we're going.
Well, I'd be happy to do that. And first of all, I want to thank Smart Meetings for the recognition I'm getting, which means a tremendous amount to me. If there's a bright side to COVID, I'm not sure there's a whole lot of them, but if there is, I got to think about this and be part of this for a longer period of time, for 2 years, right? Almost, I think. So I think that's very exciting and that's fun.
Well, and we just thought it was so important to recognize what you've done for the industry. It's also recognition of how far the industry has come for women. So I thought I'd start by asking you, what excites you most about the meetings industry right now?
Well, I've been thinking about that for the last year, which is, I'm a very positive person. I always have been. And so I always try to find the brightness out of any situation. I've been talking about digital events for probably 14 years. It took a pandemic in many regards to get us to really recognize that this is going to be, in my opinion, part of our future. And I'm really excited to see, I can't wait to get back to normal, but the attitude, I can't wait to be part of the creation of the new normal. What are we going to be doing going forward? And how is that going to change our lives? How is it going to change the industry in very positive ways? And I think it is. I think it was time. Certainly, I wish it hadn't been a pandemic. That's a horrible way to wake everybody up. But I think we had gotten into a little bit of a pattern of repeat as opposed to create and innovate. And so I think this has given us an opportunity to slow down for a minute. In this past year, there wasn't a whole lot of travel. There's a lot of work at home. So slow down for a minute and give us a chance to really think about how can we make a difference and where are events going to fit into the overall global economy. And clearly, I think they are. And clearly, I think, as we've talked, that face-to-face events will come back in many different ways. But digital events are here to stay too, and they're here to complement what we're doing both face-to-face and online. They're here to, the combination of digital and face-to-face is here to expand your audience and to enable you to connect more frequently than you would have been able to do in the past. And I think that's just very, very exciting. And I hope that a lot of our industry members have been thinking about it's worth taking small risks. It's worth trying some new things as we get back. Many of them had to do a totally virtual meeting overnight. And so they took a lot of risks there, but they had no choice. Now you look back and you say, how would I have done that differently? Or if I can have face-to-face, how can I complement that with a digital extension and all of those kinds of things? So frankly, I'm real excited about the future. And I hope that those that are getting back into it again are excited too, because I think there's so much of an opportunity today to make those changes that are really going to make a difference.
Now, you have long been an advocate for the strategic meeting producer. And I wonder what advice you might have for women today who are looking to advance their careers, advance personally, grow personally, and help this industry evolve.
I'm hoping I'm right here. I'm not going to be right all the time as far as how a CEO might react to someone who is not only showing a commitment to their organization, but a true interest and a desire to be part of the creation of what's going to happen going down into the future. Why are we doing certain things so that I can make sure that if an event is part of that, that I can deliver to what it is the organization has outlined as their goals and expectations. Being at the table, and that's just a statement. It doesn't mean that there is such a thing, but being recognized and heard is terribly important. It won't happen overnight. It's going to happen when someone observes someone really not only curious, but willing to ask the right questions and guide the group towards trying some new things within their organization. Events are either driving huge revenue for our organizations, or it's a huge expense that is there to drive success for our organizations by placing the organizations where they need to be with the right audiences. So either way, whether it's dropping money to the bottom line or it's an expense that can really ensure the success of the organization you're with, it doesn't matter. It's too critical not to have someone that really wants to drive that initiative. And I think getting a team together that's willing to look at things in a different way is tremendously important. And then taking that information higher up, wherever higher up means, and making sure that after an event, you're coming back with, here's what we did, here's what we achieved, taking the data that you get in and around events, which is absolutely critical, and doing something with it, showing your leadership and making sure that the data that you are collecting is the information that your leadership should be interested in or is interested in, and then driving that, analyzing it and bringing it back and saying, okay, here's what we learned, and here's what I think we need to do going forward, but here are the results. And being part of that, no longer in my mind, and logistics are so important. Don't misunderstand me. I will never turn my back on logistics, but understanding how an event affects the success of an organization, whatever way that may be, understanding the overall budget. We can no longer say, I'm not part of marketing, so I'll turn that over to marketing. I'm not part of education or content development or whatever. They have another department, I'll turn that over to them. We have to be very much involved in every aspect of what the organization's doing, including understanding the overall budget, so that we can drive to that or say, hey, I have an idea that might help us get to that goal that you've outlined for the organization. It's those kinds of people that I think the heads of organizations are going to be looking for and nurturing and providing professional advancement for, because those are the people you want to surround yourself with. You want to surround yourself with positive, creative, innovative, curious individuals that care, that are passionate about the overall results. And so I'm thinking a great majority of the leaders of organizations, one would hope, will feel that way. And frankly, if they don't, and you really know that they don't, and they're not going to change, it may be time for you to think about changing. And I hate to say that, but if you're going to spend as much time as you do on a job, which is so exciting for me anyway, it always was, you want to make sure that you're with an organization that has similar values to your own organizations.
Wise words. So is there anything you would like to say to the amazing women collected here today?
I think the one thing that I think is as important as you enjoy your own recognition, which we all need to do, when you go back to your organizations, you have to remember what that felt like. And you have to remember that there's probably reason for recognition and success, if not on a daily basis, on a weekly basis with your team and with others within your organization. Acknowledging and recognizing people on the team, a broader team, the whole staff of your organization, when they do something really good, and making sure that more people, not just you, know about it. Most importantly, that they recognize that you appreciate it, but more importantly, that other people recognize that these things are happening all the time. And people need to understand that their team is out there doing good things for their organization. And so try to think about not forgetting to recognize when the opportunity arises within your own organization. And I think that'll make a big difference for your team members, all team members, not just the top level, but all team members. So that's a thought anyway.
Thank you so much for doing this for us. We're glad that you could be a part of it in this way. And we look forward to congratulating you in person sometime.
Thank you. And I miss all of you. I wish I could be with you. Have fun.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.